Hi, I'm Claire Johnston and welcome to Curiously Claire. Throughout the last few decades, I've been lucky enough to travel the world, go to incredible places and meet fascinating people. And today, I'm very fortunate to have with me on the couch the amazing Nik Rabinowitz.
Claire Johnston,
aka Curiously Claire. Thank you so much.
Live every day as if it was your first.
And last, maybe.
That's harder.
That's a bit dark, I suppose, but it's a great honor and pleasure to have you here with me today. Thank you. I think you know I'm a fan. Nod your head.
Yes.
I saw your show last night. I've seen your last 3 shows, and I just think you're hilarious, and you just sort of get people where it sort of hurts and makes one happy at the same time. There's truth, there's just there's an authenticity, and there's above all just a sense of you get us as South Africans, and I think that's a rare talent. And I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to say one thing, and then I want you to start talking. I want to say that I have so much admiration for someone who gets on stage on their own, preparing yourself for you don't know what. I'm on stage with 10 people. I look around and I can get some strength from the band. You're on your own. I mean, I want to hear how that began for you, how you realized that you could trust yourself to do it.
Sure. I mean, it was there was a lot of experiences of failure.
Yes.
Along the way, but I guess it began. I mean, I spoke a little bit last night about my godfather, who was my biggest comedic influence, and on a Friday night, we would hope that he would warm up sufficiently and then start telling stories. And I, from the age of about 15 or 16, I kept a notebook where I'd try and memorize what he said and then write it down. And then I used to take my friends camping in high school. We'd go, the farm we lived on was sort of up on the mountain, and I'd take them up there and we'd get high or drunk or whatever. And then I'd bring out these stories, which were all in Afrikaans also, because my godfather's, his first language was English Afrikaans, but he was a kind of, as I said last night, a sort of spies en plessis type Afrikaans storyteller. Yep. But they were hilarious stories. But my friends didn't know what I was talking about. Sort of like last night with the Jewish audience who were like, I don't know what he's saying. But that's, I think, where the first sort of storytelling thing began for me. But I was actually saying to someone last night, like, I was very uncomfortable speaking to people publicly. 3 or 4 people around the braai. It was fine. And then when I was 24, I had a friend who said, you should be telling stories, and you could be on stage. And I was like, oh, I'm terrified of that. And I was actually, when I first came to Joburg, I got a part in a play. I had a breakthrough in self-expression. Yeah. And somebody sent me to do some personal development thing, and I was like, oh, my whole life is constrained by what will people think and I can't say any.
Exactly.
And I broke through that, came to Joburg, got into a play, and I was terrible.
Why do you say you were terrible?
I was terrible. I was so constrained in this character. Okay. And the play put people to sleep every night.
So it wasn't a great play?
It was a 4-hour play.
That's long.
Yeah. But my friend Daniel Brody, my childhood friend, who you might have remembered from last night, because we had the same mohel, actually had different circumcises. Do you remember the image that I'm talking about? I can send it to you if you want to put it in, but
we can
not.
Do that.
But he was in the play. He was great. He said I could meet his agent. It was a woman called Muneen Lee.
I know Muneen. I worked with her.
So she came to see the play. Yeah. And then I went to see her the next day to see if I could get an agent. And she sat. I remember she had this big desk, and she'd put you on a chair like 20 centimeters off the ground, and she had a cigar.
And she'd be towering above you.
Towering. And she said,
and she was a force.
Yeah, I saw the play. What did you study again? And I said, business science. Yeah, I'd stick to that if I was you.
She didn't.
She did, yeah. That's how bad I was in the play.
Okay.
Yeah. But my friend Daniel Brody, I'll never forget this. He said, I don't think it's acting for you. I think you need to be telling your own stories. And that was 25 years ago.
That is such an important distinction.
Yeah.
It's being you as opposed to pretending to be someone that you aren't.
Yes.
Where some people are more comfortable hiding behind a character or investing themselves in a character.
And it was hard in the beginning. I actually started as a character in stand-up.
I think it's the bravest thing you can possibly do.
And then I had to shed the character. And that was terrifying.
Yeah.
I remember the first night I did it. I was on stage in a pub in Newlands, and someone said, "You're not funny." And I was like, "Yeah, I think you're right." And then I just sort of the mic back in the stand, walked straight out the door, and carried on walking up the road for a few kilometers. And thought that I should give this up.
But I've seen stand-up comedians in, LA, London, New York. The hecklers are so harsh. I think that's why, again, I make the point that it's so brave to put yourself out there, especially when you are being you. You're not hiding behind you're not playing a character, you're actually telling your stories. How do you overcome that when you get shot down?
Well, I think, firstly, fortunate that South Africans are very polite, actually.
I think they are too.
And you don't get heckled. It's very rare, unless you're in a bar or something.
And people are super
But
drunk.
even then, it's kind of helpful. I remember my very first one-man shows probably like 20 years ago. And this woman got drunk and she heckled throughout the show. But it was all she was trying to just be helpful.
And part of
And then afterwards, I discovered she was actually there to review the show for Dison.
And how was the review?
It was a glowing review.
A glowing review, because you included her in.
I don't know, but I remember Dave Levinson had to actually remove her from the show at some point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, fun days.
There were fun days.
Lots of fun days, and still fun days. I mean, seeing you last night. I mean, you're just so. I don't know. You're so funny and so clever and so quick.
Yeah, that I think the muscle, over 25 years. We were saying, I don't know if we were saying this off while we weren't recording, about taking 25 years to sound like yourself.
Yeah. There's truth to that for sure.
Yeah.
I grapple still with that, but I'm getting better.
Yeah.
That sense of trusting yourself and believing that what you are doing is valid.
I was saying to a friend of mine yesterday that I did this amazing process last year where I had to write my life story for this process I was doing with a wisdom. She calls herself a wisdom teacher. She's a French woman, and the point of the exercise was to see the character that you put together over a lifetime.
Yeah.
To survive life and make it and whatever. And mine's a Jack in the Box character, which obviously for the stage was perfect because But the more I strip away the layers, till I get to the essence of me, which is stillness, actually.
Stillness.
Yeah.
I get that.
And so the offstage authentic essence is distinct from what is presented or has been presented in public.
I think it has to be.
For 25 years. And then now I'm excited to take those layers off. And so this show, when I'm just sharing my story and whatever, is the most fun I've had.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Because I think we all have that in us and we don't know how to express it. And I don't know, I think what you're doing it strikes me as just very healthy and very cathartic even.
Yeah, for all of us, because we're all fakers. We're all pretending that we're not pretending for each other. And the best you can do in terms of authenticity, I think. I love this definition of authenticity, which is, because people are all about, I'm living my authentic life and my authentic voice. And no, the best thing you can be is authentic about being inauthentic.
Hang on, I'm trying to unpack that. Authentic about being, acknowledging.
Authenticity starts with being authentic about that you're full of shit.
That you are full of shit and that you own it and that you are trying to, I don't know, I mean, I find as I get older, I still want the facade where I protect myself, being a performer, you do a bit of that, but I just have to be more real, more honest. No. So I'm still processing what
Which
you
is a bit
said.
like being more pregnant. You
You either are or you aren't, right?
Yeah.
No, that's true. But it's a sense of just letting your guard down, maybe sometimes bit by bit, as opposed to all at once.
It's like, how did you make David, Michelangelo? I chipped away everything that wasn't.
Whoa, I've never heard that.
Chipping, that's what we're doing.
We are chipping. And I'm assuming it's to try and make ourselves happier. I mean, we're people. I mean, okay, here's a question.
Yeah.
Are you a people pleaser?
I have been for 49 years.
I kind of thought I knew the answer already.
It was. I remember listening to something recently. It was talking about if you had one parent with any kind of mental health stuff,
Mm-hmm.
You had to learn to control the temperature of the room.
I like that. Again, I've never heard that.
And I had to learn that very young.
Me too.
And now I do it professionally.
Yeah. They pay you. As they should.
And it is quite warm in here, can I just say?
It's quite warm in here.
The temperature, and there's nothing I can do.
You can't control everything.
No,
I'm
you
afraid,
can't.
Nick. I mean, that's the sad truth. I mean, for me, I want to make people around me happy, but I've realized I can't do it at my own expense. You know, you can't, what's that thing? You can't set yourself on fire to keep other people warm.
Yeah.
It's that, it's the authenticity. Who am I? And how can I just be my best self while also being a good friend, being a good partner, being a good, whatever, father in your case. You have 3 children. Now that's a ride, because I mean, I don't have children. And I can only imagine I would imagine it keeps you young in a weird way. You keep returning to your younger self when you look at them and see how they play and they engage with you, or am I off the mark?
No, I'm just thinking about it. Does it keep me younger? I would say, when I think about, because when I'm here for 3 weeks and I don't see them until I'll go home on Sunday. I'll see them for 2 days. And 10 years ago, I'd commute a lot.
Yeah.
And I remember my 4-year-old going, "Dad, when are you moving to Cape Town?" Like, he actually thought I lived here in Joburg. And I just recently had the experience of giving them my exquisite listening. I did this thing called Time to Think, which is all about the promise not to interrupt and giving people your exquisite listening.
Love that.
And I was with my 9-year-old at bedtime, and I had my phone there, and I was doing this rubbish that we do. And then I was like, I'm going to give her my exquisite listening. And I was like, "Sophie," I can't remember. I was like, what should we talk about? And she then spoke for like 20 minutes. Uninterrupted.
Yeah.
And I don't know what we were talking about. She was talking.
Yeah.
And at the end she went, "Dad?" And I was like, "Oh." She's like, "Do you know what?" I was like, "No." She said, something like, "You've never been this interesting before."
Wow.
And I hadn't said anything.
Okay, I'm going to make assumptions here. It's that you were present with her, allowing her to articulate stuff in her head.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
I said this thing to my son when he was 16. He's 16. He just turned 16. I said, we were hanging out together, and I said, "What can you tell? What can you tell me? Eh? What can you?" And then I actually rephrased it, and I said, "What can't you tell me?"
Ooh. And
he said, "Dad, I know you want the best for me, but often you're always like trying to fix it or make it better and I know you want me to, but that it doesn't work. It doesn't work for me."
Wow,
and
that's wise.
Like, oh wow. I was like, "Oh, yes, you're always coaching me and always trying to it was an amazing moment with us, for us." So
you've definitely learned. I think we can all learn from that. Sometimes it's not about you should do this or you must be careful, but it's just about letting someone be.
It's their life. They're like even a 9-year-old,
I sometimes think that we have wisdom, when we're young that we forget to carry through. It's sort of like a basic and kind of slightly logical.
Well, it's kind of beaten
thing.
out of us. It's like,
Yes.
do you remember the falsely attributed quote to John Lennon, which I don't think he actually said, but
Yeah.
whatever. The teacher said, John Lennon, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he said, happy. And she said, no, you misunderstood the assignment. And he said, no, you misunderstood life. It's all about this.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm still processing what. Yeah, and you say it was falsely attributed to him.
Well, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like we with our kids, we're very much focused on the world of being. So
Yes.
like we're more interested in who are you going to be when you grow up, not like what are you going to do. We're just human doings. We're obsessed with doing.
Yeah,
And becoming, and
Yeah.
getting there. And how are you doing? Yeah, I'm getting there.
Where's there?
Where's there? When you get there, there'll be no there.
There's,
there.
no, that's right. I mean, I'm trying to teach myself being present, being in the moment. It's all we have. You've got to have a bit of a plan.
But like with the John Lennon thing, it's like flipping. It's like flipping. We've been taught that it's all about becoming.
Becoming.
And what if it's just about returning?
Returning, I love.
Chipping away everything that's not clear.
No. I'm kind of in the right state to take this on. I'm going to have to, when we finish this interview, I'm going to be going home going, whoa. Have you heard the Miley Cyrus song, Hey You, It's Younger You? Have you heard that song?
No.
It's gorgeous. I don't know who wrote it, but she sings it so beautifully, and it literally is about your younger self. And I've often thought about this, saying to you in your current state, remember me from when I was 3 or when I was 8.
Yeah.
I'm just here to remind you of what it was for you to be young and to not get consumed by the chaos of being a grown-up and that loss of that initial sense of self, which I think we should always carry with us. I've had days where I've been cross with myself, and then I try and tell myself, I try and think, be kinder to Claire. Think of her as the 8-year-old and the 15-year-old. Be kinder to her, because I think we're hard on ourselves sometimes. And I don't know, I find that messaging very interesting.
Yeah, you just reminded me of looking back when I wrote my life story and did the work on like the decisions I made at various points.
Yeah.
There were like 3 key moments, because it's always a moment. We think about, I was this person at 4. Like you at 4. Most 4-year-olds are fully self-expressed,
Yes.
out there in the world, just being however they want to be, right?
Yeah.
And then something happens.
Yes.
But we don't know what happened. It's sort of lost in the mists of time.
Yeah.
But I know, I look back and I was like, when I was 5 years old, I was in the Waldorf kindergarten. Just in the beauty of, in this like joyous, like harmonious place, which it was. I had this amazing nursery school teacher. And then Josh Vencham arrived as this wild 5-year-old with like this huge amount of testosterone. And I'll never forget the day he arrived. He was lifting up boulders looking for snakes and lizards. And I was like, that is a real man, and I'm not. I'm weak. And to compensate, I'll be lovable, likable.
Yes.
And then when I was 11, I moved schools from Waldorf to the government school, where I was an alien. I decided I'm an alien, but I'll compensate by being this creative kid who has interesting handwriting. And then when I'm 14, I take my friends up the mountain to the campfire, and they start talking about Nietzsche and the Homo Pythicus, and I decide I'm stupid, but I can compensate by being funny. And I pulled out those stories.
It's the journey.
And then I'm 18 and my mother says, I'm thinking of taking myself off the planet. And I'm like, I have to walk on eggshells around people, never upset them, otherwise it'll be my fault. Yeah. And then I put that human being together, I put that persona together.
Yeah.
And it's sort of limited and limited and limited and limited until I'm playing in this narrow space of possibility. But actually, I created all those narratives.
But, what's so interesting is you recognize it.
It took me a long time to distinguish it.
I think the point is you've created such a wonderful skill set out of it. And you are very much you. You strike me as very, very genuine, and you know who you are. You know what makes you happy.
But I've distinguished the persona that I created as distinct from who I really am.
No, I get
that. And it's not like I don't like the Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
The Jack in the Box has made everything possible.
Yes.
The house that we live in.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to invalidate about people pleasing Claire.
Yeah.
That dial got set at like 5 years old.
It did. Absolutely.
And then you have a choice when you're doing it to go, oh, I'm not actually warm.
No.
I'm on fire. They're warm.
It's perfectly put. I've got a friend where I went through, in my early 30s, I went through some issues where I was just very confused about how to be in the world. And I didn't like myself for various reasons. And she sort of said, you are that, but you're also more than that. So, as a singer, I know who inspires me. But who inspires you? Who do you watch?
Because of the way we consume media now as well, social media and stuff, there's a lot of like, I don't actually watch stand-up on Netflix, or I can't watch a whole special or whatever. So we're watching these like bite-sized.
Yeah.
It's like, these people come across my screen all the time. I'm like, wow, that's great. And I found this Norwegian comic the other day and whatever. But somebody who influenced me a lot from early on was Seinfeld. I found a bunch of tapes, I don't know where, when I was starting out, of him being interviewed and talking about stand-up and what joke writing actually is. And, like, for example, this one thing he said about a joke is literally leading the audience to the end of a precipice, like this. Like you're leading them to the end of the precipice.
Yeah.
And then when the punchline hits, here's the other side of the other cliff is here, and they have to do this.
Jeez.
And if this distance is too far, they won't laugh because they don't quite get it. And if it's too close, it's too obvious.
Yes.
They'll make whatever. They have to make the exact sort of amount of.
So the comedic timing.
And there was like things like that, and this other thing he said, which struck me. He was talking about your relationship with the audience, and he said, no matter who's in that room, your job is to find a way to love them.
Okay, I'm going to let that land for me for a moment, to love them.
Yeah.
Okay.
No matter
that
what.
Makes sense. I always find him, he's just so, you described it so perfectly. It is that, and it's like a nuance. It's like understanding people, really, isn't it? Understanding how we all process things.
Yeah. Well, but I love the marriage of those two things. So the technician, the joke technician, which it's taken me a long time to sort of. I had a fraud thing going on for a long time. Like there are other people that are much better at that than I am, or there are people that can just improvise brilliantly. I used to watch people improvising and think, oh my God, that's a real comedian. I can't do that. And like last night, I said there were a few things that were just off the cuff. Like the guy who was on his phone. I was talking to my wife for the 8-month-old baby, and I was like, "Was it yours?" Like, and I'm thinking to myself in that moment.
I love that.
Everyone was laughing. I was like, "Did I just say?"
You did, but it landed perfectly.
And I think also the more I do it, the more I realize it's actually not me. If I just open the channel, there's a well, and I don't know who is assisting, but they will assist. It's not like the ego wants to believe that it's my genius, but I don't actually. I think that I actually often talk to people before I go on, and I'm like, okay, everybody, come ready for I'm open to the input, like
really
in terms
like
of
that.
channeling from the creative well.
I'm going to steal that from you.
And my godfather, like I talk to him often before I go on stage. I'm like, okay, it's like, and so whatever.
So it's like I get that. So like a muse, someone who just you just trust that kind of energy, and you tap into something bigger than you. And I've never done that, and I like the sound of it. And then it makes it less lonely as well. Sorry, I'm interrupting. It makes it you feel like you're supported.
With the team, I've got an invisible team. You've got 7 people on stage. I need invisible people.
I understand completely. I'm often, I have to do things on my own occasionally, and I feel so lonely. And it is that thing of just feeling so exposed and waiting for someone to judge you. Whereas if you're with a whole bunch of people, you can, surround yourself with that support and the chaos as well.
I was also fortunate from a young age, like really early on when I started out, that I had, before coaches were a thing, I had, because I was doing personal development stuff 25 years ago, started at the same time as stand-up. So I had coaches, I had people coaching me. I would get on clearing calls like before gigs. I can remember being backstage at the Underground in Melville, the Comedy Underground that John Vlismus created.
Yes.
Like on a coaching call. No, I'm terrified to get up there. I'm going to make an idiot of myself. I want to do this and that. Just clearing out all of my concerns so I could get up there and be free.
Yes.
And I did that religiously, that practice with people for the first 10 years or so.
Yeah.
And still on occasion, my wife's a brilliant coach, and I'll phone her and she'll go,
that's fantastic.
What's in the way that if you took out of the way, you could really be with the people? Because that's for me, the essence, because it's just you. Who you're being on stage is really critical. Like there's this expression, I can't hear what you're saying because who you're being is so loud.
Wow.
And I could give the exact jokes to somebody else because of their way of being. They're not going to land. So it's like the bowl and the fruit salad, really. The fruit salad is the content, are the jokes and the stories. I'm the bowl.
Okay.
And if the bowl is compromised, if I'm, if I have concerns about myself and over time I've chipped away at all of that, and so the bowl now it was just a block, and now the bowl has
a shape.
It doesn't have the potter. This is actually what my show is kind of about.
Exactly.
I've been speaking about things for years, and I decided people are always like, so how much of that show was real? That was like 10%. I'm like, no, so I was like, okay, I've got to produce evidence, photographic evidence. So I did this.
Which you did so successfully.
So in this show, it's like, well, this is, my parents did have a 32-year age gap, and they were introduced by my maternal grandfather who was in the war with my dad, because my dad just like, when I was at the Waldorf school, I'd say, my dad fought in the war, and they'd be like, yeah, my dad also fought in the war. Where? Angola. No, he didn't. He was a conscientious objector who carried a rock instead of. How did you know that? But my dad was in World War II and came back in accountancy and then pottery, and then met my mom, and we lived on a mountain with like a dude who was a hermit until he was 56, and then I grew up in a forest, and then decided at the age of 9, when I was selling my wares, and people were like, "You're going to be a potter like your dad?" And I was like, "No, I'm going to make money." So I studied business science, hated business science, and gave it up as quickly as I could because my dad did the same with accountancy, and then 25 years of stand-up comedy.
Well, I salute you.
25? Did you have that? Like, how I've been doing this for
40 years of Mango
40
Groove
years.
Last year.
40.
I couldn't quite wrap my head around it. I don't feel old enough to be able to say that. I don't feel 40. I probably feel 22.
Yeah.
And 8.
Are you? Yeah. And how many of the people in the band have been there with you for 40 years?
3 of us.
Wow.
But if you think that I joined when I was 17 in 85, we've had people pass on. I was the baby back in the day, and now I'm the 3rd eldest stage
That's
person.
extraordinary. 40 years.
No, it's mad. I can't quite believe it myself.
Wow.
But the other thing, I wanted to ask you, the last time you and I spent any time together was in a hotel in Cape Town.
Yeah.
The Springboks had just won the 2019 World Cup. And Mango was doing a gig to welcome them home, which was amazing. And you were part of that as well. You were in that hotel. You were there.
Was I with my kids?
I don't know, but you were in that hotel as the Springboks were leaving the hotel to get onto their big bus to go all around the city.
My kids demanded that I take them to the hotel.
So that's why you were there. I thought that you'd be part of that.
No.
Because you are so amazing with rugby.
I'm obsessed with rugby, yeah.
I'm becoming obsessed with rugby.
From the age of about 12, as you saw.
From the age of about 32.
Really?
Mm.
What do you love about?
Well, the recent incarnation.
Yeah.
They're just so good for this country.
Yes.
I'm so proud of them, and they fly our flag so high. I love Rassie. I love Sia.
Yes.
I just love it. It's that together thing.
Did you watch Chasing the Sun?
Of course I did.
I made the mistake of letting my kids watch it.
Why was that a mistake?
Because of the language.
Oh, but you can explain that, can't you? You can unpack it.
Well, I mean, we used to do this thing. So after the World Cup, where we would play passage bunny rugby with Sophie's little bunny.
Mm. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was like her and her middle and the younger brother against me and the older brother. Mm-hmm. And then they started doing team talks in the bathroom.
Oh, and there was lots of
hakas and team talks.
Lots of swearing.
Yeah. So the brother was like, Sophie, you promised you would not give away penalties in the first half. You fucking lied. You got a fucking ego problem. Okay.
Channeling Rassie.
Yeah, and he was like, the second half, they're going to fucking come at us hard. We're going to rip their fucking souls out. Okay, Sophie? And she was like, I remember hearing her say, I'm scared.
Okay.
And he was like, then he started channeling Peter Steff.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that speech he made in the semi-final against whatever?
I think I do.
He said nothing for his whole career, and then he stood up at half-time. And Adam was like, as jy bang is sê, Sophie, okay, nou, almal is fucking bang. Nou kry 'n vibe, maak 'n fucking plan, en kom ons bid.
That's perfect. And what happened to the bunny?
Got an ear torn off in the second half.
Is that
of
all?
One of the. No, the bunny's still going strong.
Bunny's still going strong.
Yeah.
I'm delighted to hear it.
I actually hosted a rugby it was a sport podcast.
I know, exactly.
With some rugby players.
Yeah.
And on the one occasion, it was with Jean de Villiers and Skulk.
I've seen some.
I love hanging out with those guys. And I told the story about playing rugby for Waldorf. We played rugby once. Our juggling coach actually pivoted to...
You had a juggling coach?
Yeah, Michael Barter. Okay. He's still at the College of Magic. And
fantastic.
He says he didn't coach us rugby that day. I say he's probably right. But in my story, he told us, guys, this is Waldorf. We're not going to play competitive. We're not even playing positions. Just go, just go follow your hearts. Yeah. Just stand wherever you just feel comfortable. And I told the story on the podcast. And Skalkberger said, and so what position did you end up in, Nick? And I said, reverse cowgirl. I don't know how. I don't know how. But I ended up.
But you had fun.
I had fun.
You had fun. Isn't that what it should all be about?
We actually didn't play rugby at Waldorf. It's a complete fabrication. But I did have dreams of playing, and I got to high school in Standard 6. I played 15 minutes of rugby in PE.
PE?
Yeah, and I broke my thumb and my toe. Tackling somebody.
So on the same side of your body, or
I don't remember.
I'm just trying to think about the logistics.
No, I can't remember.
Of it.
But that was the end of my rugby.
That's awful. No, I mean, I played hockey, and every time I played hockey, I would get smacked. Broke my finger, got hit in the head, and my mother said, "No more of this."
Yeah, go sing.
So go and sing. Go and sing for your supper.
Yeah.
So that was the end of your rugby career.
I actually played, and then the next game I played was at Newlands. As the curtain raiser to the Springboks All Blacks game, there was a celebrity touch rugby game where Wade van Niekerk tore his ligaments and ended his career whilst sidestepping me.
So you were the cause of the end of his career?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Bad.
As you should. Bad. I hope you're prepared to apologize publicly.
I'm sorry, Wade.
I played touch rugby in Standard 5. Oh, hang on, that's grade 7, right?
Is that?
At Parkhurst Primary. And I was brutal.
Were you?
Because we played boys and girls, and I had shoes that had a rim on them, and I'd basically just go and kick people. I want the ball, I'll kick you, and I'll grab the ball.
Is that your authentic self?
Apparently.
Yeah.
I'm getting back in
You
touch
just
with her.
pretend-
She's a
you just
monster.
pretend to be nice.
She's a monster. I do. I like to think I'm
You had to
soft
be a
and
polite lady from a
fluffy,
young age.
but I was always a little bit of a, I was always a bit kind of committed.
Yeah,
If I was
of
going to
course
do
you
something,
were.
you do it properly.
Of course you were. It's like my friend Pam from 20 years ago, where we were doing a coaching program together, and she was late, and the coach said to her, Pam was so well put together, and she was so polite and whatever. And he's like, you know what, Pam? Under your niceness, there's actually nasty, Pam. You're nice, nasty. And she was like, what do you mean?
How dare you?
What do you mean, Tony? And he's like, no, underneath your whole exterior is actually a fuck you. In fact, you know what, Pam? You're actually a double fuck you.
And did Pam agree? And did Pam...
She fainted.
She fainted?
No, she didn't.
No,
but
she didn't faint.
She did agree.
And what is she doing now?
I've no idea. Pam, what are you doing now?
Pam, who are you hurting as we're talking? I say go, Pam.
Go, Pam.
We've got to be strong
Yeah.
and kind and know the difference.
Yeah.
Can't always be kind.
Yeah.
You can't always be soft and fluffy. You've got to have a spine.
Yep.
You've got to have a spine.
Yep.
Especially in the industries we're in.
Yep.
I'm not wrong, am I?
You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong.
At all?
No, you need to say you're not wrong ever.
Ever.
Ha!
Well, I mean, it's all... what is wrong anyway? Just a construct.
And what it is a construct, like this
Yeah.
word normal. What's
right,
normal?
wrong,
Come
normal,
on.
abnormal.
It's all nonsense.
Yeah.
It's just about being happy and being a nice person with a spine.
Nice. I don't know about nice.
Nice is a horrible word, actually. I take it all
No.
back.
Take it back.
Like it's gone.
Just,
Being a kind person.
what about just, I don't know, a woman of integrity?
I like that even more. I'm going to hang on to that one. Nik, thank you so much. What a pleasure.
Thank you.